Second race of the day, round 11. And once again, the usual suspects were there. Matt Neal, Dan Eaves and Ivan Muller were jostling with each other at the front of the grid.
All set to go, the red lights are on, away we go then, we're racing again at Alton Park, and it's a good start from Plato. Beautiful judgment on the amount of wheel spin and clutch spin that he allowed it there, and Plato is ahead. Matt Neal's in second place. Ivan Muller has started well, he doesn't take too many risks there though. Muller up into third, he's got past Dan Eaves, who was the main loser, and as we come down the hill towards Cascades, Plato already beginning to make a break. We're on board with Muller in third, and that's Matt Neal right ahead of us. Matt Neal will be determined to try and stay with the Seat, but he's got a tough task because Muller's putting him under pressure.
He's obviously got a problem. Has he got a problem with the steering? Has he got a puncture? It's obviously a front end issue. They're looking at it closer. Can't see a puncture. And the engineer, that looks like Nick Clipston, who's coming to have a look what's the matter. So change of tyres, back to the race at the front. Dan Eaves looking for any way he can up to Lodge to get past Muller, and they've both actually caught up a little bit on Matt Neal, so maybe Matt's made a little mistake on that lap, because certainly Plato's got a little bit of a gap.
Riding on board with Dan Eaves, the 2-litre engine really revving hard as it can as it's chase of Ivan Muller, and still Muller looking as though he's attacking the curves, attacking the circuit, desperate to stay in front. Oh, there's a touch there between Ivan Muller and Dan Eaves, just a little nudge, a wisp of smoke off the front of Dan Eaves' car, and they both got away with it. Matt Neal is looking fast now, using the power, if he can, of that Honda engine up the hill, and Matt Neal's lights go on. He wants to try and rattle Jason if he can.
Well, he's trying to say to Jason at the moment, look, we've got a long way to go in this race. There's no way that you can stay in front of me for the whole of the rest of the race. Why don't you make it easy for me and just let me through, and then we'll both get a potential result. But these are the things that go through the driver's mind.
Yeah, but I don't think Jason's going to make it easy for him. He will fight every inch. It doesn't matter, there's a long way to go in this race. He will not give up that lead position too easily. Behind them it's still pretty close between Ivan Muller, Dan Eaves, but there is Jason looking in the mirror. Where is that orange Honda? Is it this side? Is it that side? He goes to the outside. Plato defends down the inside. Matt Neal trying to go all the way around the outside through Lodge Corner. They're side by side, giving each other space. A little tap, a little rub as they exit the corner. They're still side by side, but Plato has the inside line for the next corner. This is great racing from two of the titans of touring cars. Plato's still on the inside. Matt Neal trying to go all the way around the outside of Old Hall. This will give him the inside line for the next corner if he stays there. Look at Muller closing up with them as well. They're still together. Matt Neal takes it. Oh, and Muller's hit Plato. Muller has hit Plato. Plato is off. He's in the gravel. Oh, the old rivalry is rejoined once again. Ivan Muller and Jason Plato make contact on the exit of Cascades, and Muller now in second place.
Well, what drama here. Firstly, the fantastic action between Matt Neal and Jason Plato, side by side for 3 laps, and then the opportunist Muller trying to sneak his nose in. Plato will be livid. Here we go, there's a faint look of a gap there. Muller just touches Plato. The faintest of touches at that point is enough to upset Plato, and Plato unusually drives all the way through the gravel and risks an engine blow up with a stone in there to keep going. He's that upset about it.
Matt Neal is now the race leader from Ivan Muller and Dan Eaves. So Muller here in second place. Can he put the championship leader under a bit more pressure? I'm not sure that he can, because Matt just beginning to ease away, and if anything, Muller's got to watch out. We're on board with Jason Plato, and he is going to be so angry after this. Jason Plato a bit wide there from Smith. Chance. Oh no! Teammates hit each other. Turkington and Smith now.
Well, that's the second time Smith's been turned around. Last time at Brands Hatch he got turned around by James Pickford. That time though, I believe it was more his fault, because Turkington already had the overlap on the inside, and then Gavin tried to move over on him. He shouldn't have done that on his teammate, really. If you look here, Turkington's gone wide. He's cut inside. He has an overlap now, and watch. Well, the contact happened very quickly, I have to say. It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, I think.
A great shame though. What a silly way to lose one of the cars. They come out of the hairpin, and then the contact is made, and round goes Smith. And there's just no choice. Here comes Plato into the pits. And it looks... No,
that's another set of slicks going on. They're not putting wets on. I thought maybe they were going to take a gamble and throw some wets on it in the hope that the heavens were going to open. But that... Oh!
Pickford.
Well, Jace Pickford's locked up at the hairpin and gone straight on. Just kept it going. But he's had a big lock up. Now it is drizzling. So maybe the drizzle is a little bit heavier down there. Certainly the teams are all running around looking at what to do with the weather.
There's Luke Hines. I'm surprised he's looking that happy after going out of this race so early.
Gavin's gonna block the inside, and I think the only way Jason's going to do it is either to go right around the outside, as we've seen earlier in the race, or try and force a mistake. He's going to try and cut back now. Has he timed it right?
Here we go, side by side up the hill. This is where Gavin Smith was losing places earlier, and Jason Plato's done it again. Oh, that was good timing. Just judged it well, and he's got the position. He's in 10th now. Oh, and Gavin Smith getting into a bit of trouble. Not close enough here, Muller, to the back of Matt Neal's car to really have a lunge. What is the weather doing down there? It all looks pretty dry still. I don't think we've got too much rain falling yet. And Muller not able to attack into that corner. Danny's still in 3rd. Rob Collard is in 4th place. Unless somebody makes a big mistake here, I can't see it changing. But you never know when the pressure's on. Matt Neal just has to guide it through here, not hit the tyres, don't bounce over the curves too much, keep it clean on the acceleration up the hill as well. Eves has dropped back a touch in 3rd place, and Matt Neal should have this one under control. Up towards Druids they go then, and this is where, when it does get a bit wet, it can be terribly tricky under the trees, but that isn't a factor as yet. It's still dry through there. He can still get the power down, pull away a little bit from Ivan Muller, and it looks as though it's going to be another victory for Matt Neal and for Team Halfords, the team that has been on top in the British Touring Car Championship in 2005. It's win number 5 for Matt Neal in 2005. Ivan Muller settles for 2nd place. 3rd position goes to Dan Eves, and 4th place to a fighting Rob Collard.
Once again, it was Matt Neal who led the field home. 2nd race at Alton Park, his 5th win of the season. Ivan Muller would have been pleased to be right behind him in 2nd, while Dan Eves, once again, was among the places. And there was a different challenge for the final race as the heavens opened at Alton Park. This was the first time the touring cars had had to deal with the wet conditions this season. It was going to be